Hi there, this is Jordan Matin with Matin Real Estate. I want to go over everything that has to do with our real estate team today. We're going to go over the values of the team, right? Our mission, vision, values, that sort of thing. We're going to go over the reasons to get into real estate and reasons why people get out of real estate, just to give you an idea of what it means to be in real estate. We're going to go over what we offer, as well as the game that we're playing, right? What the whole pipeline and how we're able to basically make money on real estate, right? And how that all works and how we kind of feed into that and all the systems and dialogues and give you kind of a streamlined idea of that. What's a team model, right? I know that some people are not necessarily familiar with what a real estate team is, and so kind of going over that. Oh, and then we go right into money, right? What we offer, what we pay, how's that all work, and how you're able to make an income and hopefully, or what we expect to be a very good income. And then we go into the next section, which is company expectations, right? What we expect from you. How does that look? You know, you working your database versus what we give you, setting appointments. We also are going to touch on agent training, okay? And then we're going to go over our growth plan, how you can grow within our organization. I'm also probably going to touch on how we're going to grow in the future of Matin Real Estate in general, and what that's going to look like and how, of course, you can be part of it. To go into it, Jordan Matin here, Matin Real Estate. Let's get started. All right, so first things first, let's talk about the mission, the vision, the values of the Matin Real Estate organization. The mission is to create wealth through real estate in the Great Northwest, right? What I want is, I see so many brokers time and time again that have been in the business 30, 40, 10, 20 years, and they don't have anything to show for it. And so obviously we're trying to build wealth for our clients. That real estate's the number one way that people are made millionaires in this country. If you look at statistics or how people generate wealth, it's through real estate. They buy a home, maybe they buy some rentals, but generally speaking, people who own real estate have wealth. And the number one way to get there is through real estate, right? And so that's how we're creating wealth for our clients. I also want to make sure that we're creating wealth for our brokers as well. And that's why we actively are trying to get our brokers to invest in real estate, to grow their real estate portfolio. And so that's something that we really strive as an organization to help our people become more financially literate. The vision of the team is to set the example for knowledge, skills, and mastery so that our clients and colleagues define us as extraordinary. Now, obviously we're in sales, right? And our goal is to be able to sell, right? But I find that so many brokers, they either don't have the proper sales skills to be able to make a transaction come together, or they don't have a true understanding of what an area has, what the communities have, right? What type of transactional documents that you need to use, who's at title, what lender, how does it all work, how do I write up an addendum, how does the paperwork read, right? That's the most important in the technical aspect. And most new brokers are really focused on that. But as an organization, we pretty much just have that covered. The real thing that we want to teach is sales skills or community information, right? And those are really two parts, right? Obviously, knowing the area you're selling. If you're from out of state, you got to know the areas that you're selling, right? You got to know what schools they are, what are the features and benefits of each, area. We cover a wide net. That said, sales skills is what we do. Now, by knowing sales skills, by having some scripts and some basic ideas that we're working off of, it allows us to be able to serve our clients at a higher level and also be able to sell more and have a better income, both for the business and of course for your own personal, your family, your friends, whatever your community that you call family, right? And so I think that's a really important aspect that we really kind of differentiate from some teams, right? What are our core values? Well, our core value is in the strength of our team is the wealth of our team, right? And that's an acronym. It's WEALTH, W-E-A-L-T-H, and it stands for willingness and exceptional results, accountability, leaders only, teamwork, and humility. And that's what we're looking for. That's who we want to strive to be, right? Willingness. We want our agents and people to be willing to learn, to be coachable. I never want to hear that this is a system or a tool or a script that you're not willing to do, or a lead that you're not willing to take, right? We're always going to be helping people and reaching out to people on a high level. I need you to get out of your comfort zone. In fact, the most successful people are the ones that get out of their comfort zone the fastest. Exceptional results. At the end of the day, we want to be highly successful. We want our team and organization to be highly successful. We want our agents to be highly successful. And we want the transactions that we do to be successful for our customers. People should know that we are making them money, right? People should know that we care about them. And so we want results for everyone along the whole facet. Accountability, that's a big one here. I am willing to bet that our team is probably one of the most highly held accountable teams in the marketplace. We measure everything. We track everything. I just want to make sure that you understand, although real estate can be very flexible, this is very much more like a job, right? Where you're held to certain standards. Leaders only, right? I want people, that are going to love on the people within the organization. I want people that want to grow within the organization. I want people who are going to lead their customers to successful results and are going to also live within a positive peer culture. That's a big piece of who we are, that we're all cheering each other on, right? We're all nice to each other. If someone's struggling with something, that you're able to help them, or you're being helped, right? Usually on the front end, when you join the organization, you're the one being helped. But then to pass the buck forward and to reach your hand out, hey, I happen to be really good at market analyses. Let me help you with that. Oh, I'm struggling with the MLS. Can you help me with that, right? Oh, I got this tricky, client. What should I do here? We're all trying to love on each other, right? And so that's a big piece of it. Teamwork. I mean, that goes right into it, right? Obviously, we're all trying to work as a team. There's just a lot of business going on at any one time. And so we need to be able to help our hands, and all hands on deck as a community, right? And I think you'll find that the more you're helping with other people and stuff, you're going to learn, and you're also going to be able to make an income based on that kind of mutual benefit. And humility, that's kind of a pet peeve with me. There's something, there's a little bit, a great broker has a little bit of an edge, right? They have to have confidence in what they're saying. They have to be able to fake it till they make it, right? And be able to speak intelligently and use the sales conversations. But they also need to have a sense of confidence. But there's a difference between confidence and having an ego. Your ego is not your amigo, okay? I did talk about the positive peer culture where we're all kind of cheering each other on. Hey, great job on that sale. Hey, cool listing. We are a culture of productivity, okay? So the more we're cheering each other on, the more sales we're getting, the more coaching and sales scripts and the mastering of the sales skills, right? He's selling 5 homes, he's selling 3 homes. Hey, I'm surrounded by people that are selling a lot of real estate. That's a big deal. I mean, if you surround yourself with people who are selling a lot of houses, and you're in the systems that people are selling a lot of houses, and you're held accountable to the action items that guarantee you're going to sell a certain amount of houses, then you're going to sell a lot of houses. I mean, that's just the way it is. Giving back. Money is only good for the good it can do. I want to touch on Project Lemonade and the things that we do within our community. Obviously, we make a lot of money. Obviously, our agents are very successful, and that's going to continue to happen again and again. As a community of agents within the organization, we decided years back that we wanted to really commit to helping our community locally. And so Project Lemonade is a 501c3, it's a charity. We are the #1 lead sponsor for Project Lemonade, and what it does is it helps foster youth within the area. And they provide a simple thing. They provide clothing, they provide events, they'll sponsor, like if somebody wants to be part of the football team, they need $150. I mean, a lot of times if they don't have the money, they can't do these things. And so as an organization, we give a portion of every sale back to Project Lemonade. Now, I'll just be honest with you, I give a portion of every sale that I get, and most, if not all of our brokers give a portion. Obviously, it's amazing for the foster youth. I mean, the organization itself has a very low budget. We make up something like 10 or 15% of their budget. So it's very high impact. It's very local, Southwest Washington, all the Portland areas. It goes down to Salem and Eugene too, but it covers kind of all of the area in which we work. So it's an added benefit, right? So not only are we doing good, but people want to do business with us because we're doing good, right? And so it's really a cool thing that we get to be part of. So that is our values. All right, so I want to jump into why people get into real estate, right? And there's 3 reasons why people get into real estate. Number 1, they want to make more money. They're either in another career or they're in between careers, and they see what realtors are making a lot of money. I mean, you take 6% times $1 million, that's like $60,000. Right? They want to have flexibility. They don't want to have to clock in and clock out. They want to be able to work the way they want to work, right? Around their family or their lifestyle, right? And the number 3 reason is they want to be their own boss. They want to make the decisions. They want to do the marketing, or they want to, have things scheduled and done the way they want to do it. Now, what's interesting is that, making more money, having flexibility, and being your own boss are also the 3 reasons why people get out of real estate. They want to make more money, but the true reason they get out of real estate is because the cost of being in real estate is so incredibly high. I mean, I don't know if you've checked recently, but a Zillow lead is in the Portland area is like $1,000 a lead. I know people that are spending $50,000, $60,000, $100,000 on Zillow monthly. There is flyers and signs and business cards and website, and so it's incredibly expensive. Number 2 is a lack of accountability, right? They want to make their own schedule and be flexible, but there's no one really telling them to do anything. I don't really have to show up, and when I do, what am I supposed to be doing, and is that really gonna work, and why isn't it working for me, and how long have I been doing it for, and they've been doing it a long time, well, they must have something special, right? All those things can make it difficult for you to be able to organize yourself and really hold yourself accountable. Number 3 is, instead of, you want to be your own boss, but you have a lack of structure. I mean, same with time, but different, right? What are you supposed to be doing? What are the systems of your single independent real estate team or independent agent's company, right? Because you're 1099. At the end of the day, you're an independent company. Even when you join here as a single agent, you're your own company. You're a company within a company, right? Within a company, because we're a brokerage too. Who are you? What's your brand? What's your values? What is your value proposition to your clients, right? I mean, everyone wants to create a logo. Everyone wants to create a name and create a great looking flyer, but that's not what sells houses, man. That's not what sells houses. And so that's exactly why real estate's so hard in creating all these things. And that's the value proposition. We offer systems, structure, and support. That's what we offer, right? And we're gonna go into that in more detail on our next section. Now I want to talk about the game that we're playing and the values that we bring and all the items that we have to make your career and life goals, achievable, okay? First, I want to talk about building a pipeline, because that's what we're really doing here. Ultimately, what happens is there's the public over here, right? And the public is looking to buy or sell real estate. They're interested, they're looking at websites, they want a cash offer. Myself, my marketing director, and about 1,000 vendors are basically feeding into our organization 1,000 different sources. I mean, it's not really 1,000, but it might as well be. It's a ton. I mean, you're talking about Facebook marketing, YouTube marketing, now Google local services, Zillow, Realtor.com, database, Sphere. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And so what I do is I've created some giant systems. I run the operations of the team and bring in all the traffic and squeeze them out so people are raising their hand. So then what happens is people either raise their hand up, or we contact them, or we have a conversation. And in the end of the day, All we do all day long is talk. How do real estate brokers make money? Blah, 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 right? That's why we focus so much on mastering skills, so that when you happen to be standing in front of somebody who wants to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, you are ready to rock and roll. You're prepared physically, mentally, emotionally. You know what to say and how to say it, and you're effective, so that they consider you a trusted professional, and they will use you to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, right? We set appointments, and then we meet these appointments. Now, we have an inside sales department that are screening leads and inquiries and whatever, right? And we're constantly communicating with people within our database. They're setting appointments, and then our agents are going on those appointments, right? Now, if it's a seller or if it's a buyer, I'm gonna have them sign an agreement to work with us. They're either signing a listing agreement, we're putting the home on the market, or we're gonna have an exclusive buyer agreement that says they're gonna commit to working with us, okay? So you sign them, you go, maybe with a buyer, you go show them houses, you put them into contract, there's the inspection, all this is kind of covered, all the transactions handled throughout. The deal closes, they loved you through the transaction, even though it's real estate. Problems are gonna come up, but you as a professional acted as a professional. You communicated throughout the entire transaction, and now you have a client that knows you, likes you, trusts you, and is going to continue to give you repeat business. So that's the game we're playing. So let's talk about what we have. Obviously, we have CRMs and websites. I'm now spending $1.2 million, that's as of today. But I spend $100,000 a month in marketing systems and structure for our agents. I'm investing heavily. I've set myself up in a way that I can love on our people. Our main website right now is portlandrealestate.com. We have about 15,000 people that are coming through the site every single month. They're visiting, right? And then the site squeezes those leads, right? We have portlandrealestate.com, we have portlandluxuryrealestate.com. We have our own in-house photo, video production crew. Everything is in-house. Listing, marketing books, folders, flyers, business cards, signage, just the whole gamut. And it's all the highest quality. Referral relationships, we have connections with some of the top brokers across the country. Every single month we get referrals from somebody in Austin or California or the East Coast. I mean, when you've traveled as much as I have and you're so connected, we just are constantly getting referrals. In fact, I wanted to touch on that real quick. I don't take a single lead that goes through portlandrealestate.com or matinrealestate.com or any of that. If someone registers on portlandrealestate.com and says, hey, I want to buy a house or I want to sell a house, that goes to the team. We have connections with some of the largest tech firms. I'm sure you've seen on television HomeLight or UpNest. Obviously Zillow and Realtor.com are big ones, right? But those big tech firms, we take a lot of business from them. Instant offer places. I own cashesking.com, and in the last 12 months, I think I've done 15 or 20 instant offer purchases. Database. So one of the things that we do is we do a ton to build your database. The most profitable thing you can do is work with people that know, like, and trust you, right? Friends, family, your dentist, your dog walker, your accountant, right? We have a monthly newspaper that's custom made that we mail to them every single month. We have quarterly events that we hold, and that's why we do so much database business. And you're loving on a huge pool of people who are in our organization already, in our database. So we're loving on them on a high level. Dialing programs, we use different dialing programs to be able to contact people at a higher ratio. We're able to communicate, our CRMs work together. We have huge organic traffic. So I'm spending $150,000 to have our website, specifically Portland Real Estate right now, because it's kind of the big URL, to get that to rank. I want to be a little Zillow. I want people to know us, to go to our website, for them to be like, oh, where are you searching? portlandrealestate.com. That's what we're building here. Structure. The structure of the organization is there's a daily script practice at 8 a.m., 5 days a week. Everyone's required to be on it. We have a daily presentation practice every single week so that you're consistently being able to present on a higher level. So we're going over scripts and dialogue so you get better. We have an accountability around our calls, our contacts, our appointments, our set to met. You set the appointment, did you actually meet them or did they cancel? When you met them, did you sign the contract? Why didn't you sign the contract? You did sign the contract. Why did they sign the contract with you? So you're getting better. And of course, we have a training plan of action. I'll be honest with you, if you are listening to this video and you've watched and you've sold $20 million in real estate, you are going to go through our training plan of action. It's 2 weeks, it's not that big of a deal. I want you to learn everything that makes our organization. And then over those 2 weeks, there's a 90-day plan of action that you're going to follow. We have in-house video production crew, we have an in-house sales department. So people who are prospecting, they're collecting leads, they're setting appointments, they're nurturing on leads. We have printed market materials. So all your appointments you're ready to go. You have a market analysis, you have a beautiful marketing package, custom CFAs. All of our packages are delivered before we even get to the door. Everything that we say to you and everything that we do is proven models from people that are selling thousands of homes a year or doing are the absolute pinnacle of excellence and success within their field. And we take that information and we give it to you. Let's see here. We have a sales manager on teaching and supporting and our experienced brokers. We have a new agent liaison that helps us to train and coach our brokers as they go forward. Obviously, we have a really great in-house operations department so that these deals actually close and we don't go to jail, right? We have a transaction coordinator, listing manager, media manager, marketing manager. It's just incredibly comprehensive. So what do I spend money on? We have a luxury publication. We're in a luxury home magazine. We're in the Winged M magazine. I have the West Hills Farm. And the best part is we have 50 listing signs up at any one time. Now, that's in the lowest inventory we've had in recorded history. No one has more signs than us when you talk about a per sale capita. Who else is doing $60 million in listing business, right? And taking 6% commissions every single time? Nobody. 50% of our business comes from our database, so people that we know, we past clients and people that are within our CRM, and we have a 3% conversion rate online so that we're able to, when somebody comes and registers, that we're able to convert them to an appointment. Our closed business comes primarily from, and this closed, sales basically, comes from either database or past clients, right? People we know, people we work with, or people within our world. Number 2 is online leads, right? Which is encompasses a lot, but basically online leads. And number 3 is prospecting. I mean, at the end of the day, Matin Real Estate is a prospecting-based culture. We have a culture of productivity. So making calls, reaching out to people, following up, setting appointments. We're making calls here, man. That's what we're doing. We're talking to people. That's what real estate is, okay? And then, I don't know your plans, but I don't want to drop the ball. Can you give me an idea of your plan so I can follow up appropriately? And then just building a pipeline. That's what we're doing here. And basically, I'm sprinkling a ton of money on it and letting it grow. That is a lot of information. A value proposition of Matin Real Estate. I know I missed 1,000 things. I know I said 1,000 things. I know I covered it multiple times, but that's what we basically do in a nutshell to make you successful in real estate. All right, so what I want to do is go over the team model a little bit, right? Reason to join a real estate team, the difference between a team and a solo, and what that all looks like, right? So when you're a solo agent, you do everything. Websites, flyers, you're making the calls, you're doing the presentations, you're doing the transaction coordinator, you're doing everything. It's kind of a jack of all trades, master of none. And so by having a team, you have people that specialize and do everything the best. Our photo, video guy's the best. The website guy's the best. You're the sales guy's the best, right? Your expenses are going to be very minimal. So really, you have your licensing, which is, I don't know, $600, $700, $800 a year. You have your MLS access, which is $600, $700, $800 a year. You have your licensing, but once you're licensed, really, you just have your association fees, and then your phone, your gas, your car insurance, your typical stuff, right? Everything else is covered by the company. Your office, your desk, the lead, the business cards, the marketing, the presentations, everything is covered by basically me. When you're on a real estate team, you have 5 jobs, right? You have to prospect, lead follow-up, go on appointments, negotiate contracts, and master your skills, right? Those are the only 5 things you're doing. You're going to nurture the leads, you're going to set and close them, and then you're going to master your skills. So you understand the technical aspects of selling real estate and what to say and how to say it, right? Those are your 5 jobs. So we talk about the 80-20 principle a lot here, And 20% of your activities are gonna get you 80% of your results, right? And the best things that we can have you do is talking to people and getting better at talking to people. So when you're not doing those things, when you're on, right? You're making those calls and you're prospecting. When you're off, you know, you're spending more time with your family, or you're going out to the river, or you're going to the mountain and enjoying your free time, right? Because there's coverage. We have coverage for all of our agents to be able to consistently be able to make sure that we're creating a Ritz Carlton experience for our customers and the people that reach out to us, right? And most importantly, we make you look good, right? We're showcasing you as the professional, both on marketing and image, but also just through constant communication, reporting, etc. Another thing is that when you're actually you're living this life and having this kind of system and support in your life, you're able to sell more, right? You make more money. You're able to do this because you're only focusing on these 5 activities, right? One of the cool things about being part of our organization too is right from the first contact, they're gonna know who you are. I mean, Matin Real Estate is a brand within our region. People know us. People know what we represent. They know PortlandRealEstate.com. You know, we have an excellent reputation in the industry. We're known for being top brokers. We're known for taking excellent care of our customers. Brokers in the region know who we are. They respect us for what we do, and we're consistently in the top 20 in the MLS. When you include our Oregon and Washington together, we're consistently the top performers, and people know us for that. And that's only going to get better as time goes on. That is why it's such a great value to be part of our organization. The average broker in Portland last year sold 4 homes a year. The average broker in Clark County sold 2, okay? I mean, our agents are selling 4 a month, right? So just being able to have more money coming in and more consistency is why people join the organization, and more importantly, why people join the Matin Real Estate team. Okay, so we've talked about all the value proposition. We've gone over, the mission and the values and all that bit, right? And building a pipeline. Let's talk about what you really care about, is the money, right? First of all, I want to talk to you about your average real estate company, right? And we'll call it ABC Realty. Now, ABC Realty, which is very standard in the marketplace, they take percentages, and they take cap, and they take desk fees, and they have expenses, right? Every single broker that I've ever spoken to ever who's getting into real estate or is struggling in real estate, they always tell me the same number. They want to make $100,000. They want to make 6 figures. And so based on $100,000, let's go over the numbers that your standard typical real estate brokerage will charge. With ABC Realty, they'll have a cap of, a split of 20%. The agent gets 80, the firm gets 20%, okay? And it caps at about 20 grand, right? Give or take. So if you look at $100,000 in gross commission, you're only left with about $80,000 left. Now, typically, there'll be some sort of a desk fee as well, whether it's an international, or you're actually renting space, or there's technology fees, or all sorts of other fees that are added up. There's usually a desk fee at ABC Realty, and ABC Realty usually takes about 5 grand for that. That leaves you with about $75,000, right? Let's say you were doing the bare minimum, some signs, some flyers, maybe a lead source or 2, events, whatever, and you're spending 2 grand a month, about $25,000 a year. After the 75 grand that ABC leaves you, you pay $25,000 in just your annual expenses of being a real estate broker. Now that leaves you with about $50,000. That's gross, not net. It's gross. So that's how a typical real estate brokerage runs. And now I'm going to show you how we do it differently. So I'm going to go over our splits just to give you the basic gist. First of all, on buyers, it's 40-60. So it's 40% to the agent, 60% to the company. If it's from your personal database, your cousin or your sister or your Starbucks barista, right? It's 50-50, half and half. Now, if it's an inside sales department, if a lead comes into our system, the inside sales department follows up with them and they convert it into an appointment and you go sell them a house, it's 35% to the agent and it's 65 to the team. And that's because we got to pay these people, right, to convert these leads. That's for buyers in general. Now for sellers, we do a 30-70. It's 70 to the team, 30 to the agent, okay? If it does come from the inside sales department, it's 25 to the agent and 75 to the team. And that's of course to pay for that resource. If I took all the sales from 2021 and I averaged how much our agents are being paid on a percentage basis, the average for agents that they're bringing home is 40%. Another thing I like to touch on is that the Red Book, the MREA, Millionaire Real Estate Agent book, which Gary Keller and Jay Papasan wrote, is based on getting to a level where you're doing 10, 20, 30, 40 million, 100 million in real estate sales. And when big top agents across the country are selling real estate and are still in production, that's a big piece, their goal is to make 40%, right? And so you're literally going to make the exact same split that a mega agent would make. Let's go over our numbers and kind of what an experienced broker, someone who's, been in the business or has trained with us or been with us for a long time, is hitting and can make. So first of all, I want to take an average price point of $500,000, right? On average, if you do $500,000 and you're doing 48 transactions a year with us for a month, which is our goal for all agents, 48 units. That's $24 million in sales a year. Now, if we average it by a standard buyer's agent commission, which typically is about 2.5%, your gross is about $600,000. If you take a 40% agent split on that, that's $240,000 for the agent. Now, we do have a brokerage cap that is a 25% override, and it caps at $7,000, and that allows us to do all of the legal stuff, right? So if someone's on our team sold 48 homes, right, 4 homes a month, with these splits, their net take home is $233,000 net, right? Not gross, net. If you are a newer agent and you have never been in the business before, and you're from here, you're not from here, or whatever, and you're brand spanking new, right? You're licensed just last week. It's good. I think your expectations have to be less than that, right? Because you don't have a host of people that are buying and selling. You don't know what to say or say. You don't have a little bit of a pipeline going, right? And so it takes time to build to that 4 home a month. What we expect from our newly licensed agents is that they do 1 sale within their first 90 days. And our goal is that for a year, you're doing 12 to 16 transactions in your first 12 months, your first year, okay? Now, if I amortize that over just 12, now I'm saying 12 to 16, again, I'm being conservative, just 12 transactions, that's $6 million in sales volume. At 2.5%, that's $150,000 in gross commissions, and your take home would be $60,000, okay? That's why real estate's so hard, is because you're literally it's like a snowball effect, right? You're trying to push this boulder that just doesn't move. It's so hard because you not only have to learn everything about real estate, but how to say and who you are and becoming a professional in the industry, and no one knows you or knows you as a real estate broker. And so you're pushing that boulder. Beauty of joining a real estate team is it's already rolling. You need to kind of hop in, right? But it does still take time. But by 6 months, you really should be, consistently hitting, 1 to 2 sales a month. And then into the next year, you would be, really making a good living. So that's kind of how the financials work. And now I'm going to go on to what our expectations are. So I want to go over our company expectations, right? What do we expect from you as a new broker? So you're joining our team, and we invest heavily, obviously, into our team members and our business in general. But we know in order to get the right results, whether you're a new broker or you've been in the business for a decade, that there's certain actions and activities that make results happen, right? There's lead measures and there's lag measures. Lag measures is money in the bank. Lead measure is making a call, having a set appointment, signing an agreement, right? So we want to make sure that you are doing the activities necessary and that you're building a database in the sphere. So a couple team expectations. We expect everyone to be in the office 8 a.m. sharp. Everyone's here consistently. They're here for script practice. They're prospecting 15 hours a week with the goal of making 20 contacts a day. When I say prospecting, I don't necessarily mean cold calling. We do teach people some cold calling things. We do call expireds and cancels and FSBOs, but we have 1,500 people registering on our website every single month. There's a ton of leads. So there's a lot of warm stuff that's going through that we need help with, but you're prospecting. We need to have you be contacting and talking to people 15 hours a week. Because when you're not talking to people about real estate, you're basically unemployed, right? Our goal for a team member is that they're doing 5 set appointments a week, right? Where they said, hey, we're gonna meet Tuesday at 2 o'clock, and 4 METs. Because there's always that time when you set an appointment and they don't show up. And the goal is to get everyone to 4 transactions a month, right? So you're making that good money we talked about in the last video. We want to provide at least 1 to 2 transactions a month to you. And we're going to do this by online leads, or sign calls, our database, our past clients, all the things I talked about in previous sections, right? To get you to do 1 to 2 transactions a month from your database, we need you to be building a database of friends, family, people that know you, right? To be doing open houses, to be calling around neighborhoods, to be actively prospecting to people that you know out in the real world. And we have structures and systems built around this so that it's going to be highly effective. We also really want, you to be nice, be kind to people that are out there in the real world, and just kind of, represent Matin Real Estate in the best light. Remember, our vision is to set the example for knowledge, skills, and mastery so that our clients and colleagues define us as extraordinary. When we're looking for people, we're looking for smart, humble, and hungry people. They got to be intelligent. We're using websites, we're using a bunch of different systems. They need to be able to communicate at a high level. They need to be able to explain contracts to people. They need to be hungry, right? I don't want you to sell $1 million home, have a couple grand in the bank account, and take the next 3 weeks off. I mean, we constantly have things coming in. So we need people that want a good income and are going to be consistent with their follow-up and taking care of people. Humble, and that's a big deal. I don't want, your ego's not your amigo. I want people that are, confident but aren't arrogant, right? Yeah, and culturally a good fit. I'll be honest, we have fun. We have a lot of fun. I mean, we do stuff as a team. We go out to lunches. A lot of people are friends. They hang out outside of work. We want to have people that are like-minded, that are proactive and are wanting to live a big life and are going to enjoy themselves and make it joyful in the office, right? I don't want to be some giant real estate team. I want an elite force of people that are killing it. They're making great money. They're serving at a high level, so I can build an organization around them, right? We want to love the people that we're in business with. We want to see them succeed at a high rate. And we're also going to be very protective of who we bring into our world, because we want to protect the people who are already with us that we love and that we trust. So it's a big part of what our expectations are, the people that we're looking for, and how we're going to grow as a company. All right, so I want to briefly touch on our agent training. Now, whether you've been in the business for a day or you've been in real estate for 20 years, everyone goes through our agent training. It's a huge value of what we offer here. We want you to know our systems, how we do things, so that we're highly effective and get you up to speed, whether you've never done it before or maybe you're looking to really upgrade your life and your business, okay? It's a 90-day program. It's really a 110-day program. 2 weeks, no calls, no clients, no nothing. It's pure training. We have thousands of hours of video. We do one-on-one training. We do goal planning. The first 2 weeks, it's literally, you're in a cocoon of education. Then the next 90 days is a 3-month cycle. It's broken up into a beginner stage, student stage, and a scholar phase, right? The beginning stage, we're trying to learn scripts, objections and dialogues, closing for the appointment, consultations, presentations, loan programs, financing, all of the vendors, how the team works. making you just feel like you're at home, right? The student phase is more of an advanced mastery of lead generation and lead conversion, right? We're gonna jump into the numbers. You know, what are your calls? What are your contact ratio? How can we improve? What did you say on this call? How can that be better? And really advancing your skills in general. The final phase is the scholar phase, right? That's when we're really going over the sales cycle. You probably are in or about to close on a transaction. You're building a rock solid pipeline, right? You're starting to see how it works, right? And how the game is played. You're doing more face-to-face conversations. You're starting to meet people more consistently, and you're closing for signatures and contracts, right? Which is ultimately how you're gonna get paid. A lot of this is self-paced, but you're gonna be in office. You're gonna be with us, we're gonna watch you, we're gonna hold you accountable. We also will be having you prospect for business. We'll have a great deal of content. You know, we've spent years collecting all this training, and we have all these resources so that you can be highly successful. The final step of this is really going over a kind of a growth plan, right? How can you grow within this organization? You know, you've been in business, you're selling houses, you're with a team, you're making good money, you're making multiple six figures. How can you continue to grow? Well, you know, we want to make sure that our company is big enough to be able so that you can consistently see a life and a growth plan. The fact of the matter is that we're a small company. There's less than 15 people, 20 people that work here, right? And we need leaders. I need a company listing agent so that I can stop selling, you know, being the main guy. We're gonna need someone to help with training and onboarding and marketing and all this different pieces, right? We're gonna need designated brokers, a director of lead generation, lead inside sales. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity here. I want to invest in people so you never hit that lid where you feel like, God, this is as good as it gets. What's the next step? And you have to leave. So we're going to try to create a world for you and invest in you so you can really maximize your dollar per dollar activity. I want our agents doing 80, 100 units each. I want our agents making $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $800,000 a year each. I want them buying homes. I want them buying multifamily. I want to build a huge brand. I mean, once we start hitting 300, 400, 500 transactions, I'm gonna start reinvesting in radio and television. I want huge billboards and people to know who we are so that when you take that call, you have even an easier time converting. We're selling more real estate, we're taking market share. I really wanna have a real brand that people know, like, and trust. And then what we'll start doing is expanding along the I-5 corridor, right? I'm already looking into Salem and Seattle, right? And kind of growing up and down that area. And I can't do it. We're gonna need leaders to grow. And so we are gonna need people either that are outside of our organization or to grow the people within so that we're able to have a big life. At some point, it's not even about the money. It really isn't. It's just the natural next step, right? And if I want to love on the people that have been with me, you know, Alicia has been with me for 7 years, and I've been with some of these agents for many years, and if I want them to have successful lives, I need to grow. I'm required to grow in order for them to have big lives, right? And so that they can have the lives that they want to live, and in turn, help the people in their families and their communities. So that's kind of the growth plan of the organization. Thank you so much for watching this video. I know it's a little bit long, but I wanted to really touch on everything. You know, if you have any questions, concerns, always have 100% confidentiality. If you're on a team or another brokerage, we're never going to share your name with anyone outside our organization. We don't want to ever risk your trust in reaching out to us. We really appreciate you watching the video, and hopefully you're finding success and a path forward for you in your real estate life. Take care.